History not only repeats itself, it far too often is a broken record stuck on dysfunctional and destructive. Jew hatred is an example. It is destructive and pathological and never seems to go away. Even when it lies dormant, it always reappears. The pattern remains the same. Demonize a people, most often the Jew, as the preferred target, and then when the hated people have been sufficiently demonized, allow the hate to open the door to the most despicable acts known to humankind, including murder, sexual abuse, mutilation, and other atrocities. Jews, and now Israelis, on the land of Israel, where most of the Jews of the world live, are the recipients of an unrelenting effort to demonize and dehumanize so that the hate manifests into murder, other atrocities, and genocide. The avalanche of hate ensures endless war and misery. October 7th, when Hamas and others from Gaza, and including Islamic Jihad, slaughtered babies, children, defenseless people of all ages, when they sexually abused, mutilated, and committed other atrocities, the outcry that should have been instead fell way to the terrible reality that murder, sexual abuse, and other atrocities have millions of defenders as long as the target of these indefensible crimes are the demonized. Jews, as a small minority in a harsh and cruel world, have been demonized, persecuted, and slaughtered, not only in Europe, culminating in mass extermination, the Holocaust, but also in the Middle East and Africa, where the Jews of the Middle East and Africa have their own long history of massacres and persecution. Jews are a tiny minority that has managed to survive thousands of years of demonizing, persecution, slaughter, and abuse. Now they are the majority in their tiny country, where a worldwide effort continues seeking their destruction and extermination. Elsewhere, the many organizations that share many of the beliefs, or all of the beliefs of Hamas, including ISIS, the Houthis, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, Taliban, Abu Sayyaf, Al-Shabaab, Hezbollah, RSF, and more, are murdering, enslaving, sexually abusing, kidnapping, and committing other atrocities across the globe, only to be met with silence. Concern about genocide, children, and civilians killed in war is far too often about weaponizing. Who can be blamed? Not about compassion. Many are those that claim to care about children as they call for more war, demonizing and hate, the very things that ensures children get killed. The many wars and murdering by violent terrorist organizations and regimes destroying the lives of countless millions are met with silence because there is not the Jew to blame. War in Ethiopia, Ukraine, Myanmar, Yemen, Sudan, North Nigeria, and the Congo region, across the Sahel region, Somalia, Mozambique, and more is met with silence and indifference. Violent regimes slaughtering their own people that believe differently or are of a different religion or ethnicity, including the regimes in Iran, North Korea, Turkey against the Kurds, and in many more places, continues to be met with silence and indifference. Child marriage, severe oppression, and abuse of women, girls, and boys gets no reaction. Hundreds of millions of people suffer from extreme and excruciating poverty. As the environment continues to be poisoned, degraded, and destroyed, hundreds of millions of people are driven into even more poverty, disease, and hunger. Nuclear war could break out across the world, and the hate-filled, Jew-obsessed mobs would still not wake up. The oceans continue to heat up, acidify, and be poisoned with plastics and other poisons, and still the Jew-obsessed mobs could care less. Jew hate is an excuse to do nothing to make this a better world. The anti-Israel crowd likes to virtue signal the things they claim to be against as though it exists in Israel and nowhere else, in a world full of the very evils they claim to care about and oppose. They use Israel and the Jew as an excuse to be silent and do nothing in a world full of great evil, suffering, and misery, while convincing themselves and their peers of their great virtue while they spread hate.